I want to say 2016, and at that time I was a president of a nonprofit that investigated and prosecuted hate crimes in concert with county prosecutor's offices, and used that opportunity to rail against the issue of systemic and prolific hate that permeates our communities, polarizes our state and country, and incites crimes and sometimes dangerous policies from, of all people, government officials. Sometimes it's because government officials turn a blind eye to this rhetoric and behavior. Sometimes it's because they participate in it. So last week, audio tapes were released of purported statements made by Oakland County Probate Court Judge Kathleen Ryan. And among those statements, and I know that there's some young people here, I'm a prosecutor, and in court what we do is we just specifically indicate the things that were said, and we don't try to sugarcoat it, and it's actually our job to be very specific about it. And so, pardon my language, but I'm going to do so today. Judge Ryan bragged about what she labeled to be a new racist. Among her statements, if you're an American black person, then you're a f***ing lazy piece of shit. That's what the judge allegedly proclaimed. Here's what she had to say about Dave Coulter, the openly gay chief executive of Oakland County, the second most populous county in our state. He's a little who can put that in his and shove it, and who is a skinny white girl who cares more about AIDS vaccinations than anything else. In response, her colleagues on the probate court bench, or her colleague Dan O'Brien, had this to say, that her friends were all supporting her. Presumably her friends, meaning the other judges on the Oakland County Probate Court bench. The chief judge of the probate court bench did not condemn her remarks. The head of the Association of Probate Court Judges did not condemn her remarks. The probate section of the State Bar Association of Michigan did not condemn her remarks. My parents are 83 and 87 years old, and I know that they are in such a condition that the smart thing for me to do at this point, very honestly, is to petition the court for a guardianship or a conservatorship of my ailing parents. The problem is, they live in Oakland County, and I live in fear that my parents' case will be drawn to that court, or that even, honestly, as the Attorney General of this state, the top law enforcement and top lawyer for the state of Michigan, who frequently intervenes in probate court matters, that I won't be treated fairly by this court. So pernicious is the discrimination that permeates the bench there. Now, if I feel that way, imagine being just a regular LGBTQ person, or a black person, or family, who doesn't benefit from my status or my position, and thinking that you will get some justice in that court. Where, people, where is the outrage? Where are the calls for an investigation into the thousands of cases that this judge has handled during the course of her over a decade on the bench? Where are the calls for her to resign? Where is our humanity? Her attorneys claim that she will be vindicated, but you know what they didn't say? They didn't say she didn't make those remarks. Is this just business as usual now in our justice system? I ask you all. Yesterday, a vice presidential candidate, vice presidential for the United States of America, made the claim that Haitian immigrants were abducting cats, ducks, and geese and eating them in Springfield, Ohio. This claim was promptly recirculated by, among others, a Texas United States senator, the owner of one of the largest social media outlets in the world, and many, many other public officials who called for the immediate deportation of Haitian immigrants in the area. This, despite the fact that city officials from Springfield indicated that there were zero credible reports or any specific claims about pets or other animals being harmed by migrants. And further, no verifiable reports of immigrants engaged in any illegal activities, not even traffic violations. But when we live in a country where a presidential candidate for a major party is permitted to run on a platform that immigrants are, quote, poisoning the blood of our country, which, by the way, is the exact same phrase used by Adolf Hitler before he rose to power in Mein Kampf, and other government officials laud him for it, what else, what more do we rightfully expect? Every day that any of us allows this vile, insidious rhetoric of hatred, bigotry, and discrimination to go unchecked is a day that it further infects our public dialogue and immunizes us, inoculates us from the real harm it causes to our state and to our country. If we are not part of the solution, then we are all part of the problem. I urge each and every one of you, from your position of authority, whether you're a government official, a member of law enforcement, a director of a nonprofit, or just an ordinary citizen, to condemn hate and condemn hate speech in all its forms in the strongest possible terms. Because only when we stand together against hate can we make meaningful change or truly make America great. Only when we collectively stand against xenophobia, racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, all of the dangerous isms and phobias, except arachnophobia, which is real, and spiders can be creepy, and I think we should all just concede that fact. But only then can we truly say that we are fighting to protect all the people. Candidly, I fear for our future. I fear for all of America right now. But it is not too late. Our nation has endured difficult times many times before, and we can do it now again. As Nelson Mandela said, no one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate. And if they can learn to hate, then they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than does its opposite. In this terrifying time and place for so many people who have been otherized by individuals even at the very highest levels of government, we would do well to remember that message. Thanks, everyone.